Hey everybody, welcome to Monarch. Today I want to share with you how to read the Monarch way. So we have a teacher resource for you. It's located on our website. It's at monarcheducationalservices.com. And I've given you this template link. As you can see, I'm in Canva. Absolutely love creating our resources in Canva. I have that pro account. I would suggest you guys check it out. But right now, let's talk about Read the Monarch Way. When you are reading a Monarch book, what is a way that you can engage yourself, the readers in your life, with the content? So imagine that you have picked up your favorite Monarch book and you're just getting started in chapter one and you're leading a classroom discussion or a book talk, a book study, you're in book club. Here is the way that you can read any book. Of course, I'm going to say Monarch books because I love our work. Our collection is amazing. But this is the way that you can read any book and come out on the other end with great notes, talking points, evidence to support your ideas. So, first, let's talk about each one and how it can work for you. So, M for Monarch, that first thing, always look for your favorite lines. These are lines that really stand out to you, that cause you to say, oh, I noticed this about it. There's a change here. There's something sparkling, glittery. There is something impactful, profound. I just really love this line. I like the way that the author crafted this line. I like the way that it supports an idea around character development, or this is my favorite line that helps support theme, or this tone and the way that the author crafted using figurative language just was like a special ooh kind of line. So always mark those favorite lines. You can annotate this by sticky noting your book, keeping up a Google Doc running record of your favorite lines of a book, and just if you've got a highlighter functionality, you can highlight. You can definitely just keep notes in your interactive notebook of your favorite lines. So you can do this chapter by chapter. By the end of a Monarch book, you could have 30 favorite lines or 40 favorite lines that you could go back in, and it can just give you that history and that timeline of what stood out to you that was important. All right. O is one of the most important questions that you can ask ever is, oh my, why? Absolutely love that question, why? And the oh my is there, not just because I wanted to fit that in with an O, but because that's kind of the feeling that it's going to evoke in you first. So if you get a certain feeling or emotion when you're reading, like, oh my, then you need to kind of stop yourself and then you need to ask yourself why. Why did that emotion happen? And then what's going on here? Why does it matter? Why is it important? Tracking that through a novel is stellar. So, this is a great place for you to say why. That's the only question that you need in the world when you're reading a book. So, had to definitely put that in reading the Monarch Way because that is our most important question. All right, I want to talk a little bit about N. So we've done M, my favorite line, O, oh my, why, and N. N is going to allow you to see the shifts and changes that are occurring within the plot, within character interactions, within setting. This is so impactful. So I need you to really try this negative positive strategy. When you are reading any Monarch book, start to notice the words, the events, the actions, the thoughts, the speech, the everything, right? Start to notice it. Start to see where there's going to be a change. If it starts with something negative, when do you notice that next shift or change that goes to a positive event? If it starts positive, When do you notice whether it's by character dialogue or a setting change, or maybe there's an action or an event that happens that switches it to something that's negative? Now, this can be a slow negative. It doesn't have to be the end of the world negative. It's just even those subtle changes between a negative and a positive or a positive and a negative. Mark it. Because when you have a change, that is where themes live. So that's where themes will begin to emerge in the first chapters of a Monarch book. They will continue to develop in maybe in, like Act 2 of a Monarch book, like kind of all that middle stuff you love. Act 3 or the end of the Monarch book. Imagine that as where your themes are being refined. So if you start to notice those subtle changes and those shifts between negative and positive or positive and negative, that's where you need to indicate it with your mathematical symbols so you can remember to go back and say, that's a theme statement. This is now the next piece of this textual evidence that lines up with that theme statement. And you can track themes throughout a novel. The next one that I want you to think about is attitude. Now, the attitude is really the tone. Same strategy. You can do negative, you can do positive. How does the tone impact the plot, the character, all of the development of the story? When you're looking for tone, you can go online and you can find some amazing tone word lists that are already crafted from you by amazing educators who have built these tone word charts that have negative and positive. Monarch is currently developing that, so stay tuned to our resources. Those are coming soon. But right now, there's a lot of support out there on attitude and tone words. And it's important that you, as a reader, can identify some of just those basic tone words. I really love looking at the color wheel. So if you look at an emotional color wheel and look at tone words in that way, that may be able to help you unlock the variety of tone words, but also the variance and the strength level and the intensity level of the tone words. It might be mild or it might become more intense based on the author's choice of words. So this can help you to identify the not only the tone words, but that level of intensity as well. So check out some of those color wheels with tone words. That's the Monarch way. That's the way we're going to be going as well with our resources. Okay, R. Relationships are super important for you to start noticing early on in Monarch work or in any book or text that you're reading. Because what happens when you are reading books is that characters are going to interact with others and with self. And there's going to be interactions that are going to take place that are either going to evoke conflict, which could be internal conflict, it could be external conflict. And you need to be able to mark those in annotations as you're reading so you can just kind of track what's going on. When you are looking at character relationships, it's important for you to see early on where that current character is living. How are they interacting within their world and what is shifting and changing those transitional moments? Because that's where you're going to start to pattern out how a character in their relationships with self and others they're growing, they're changing, they're evolving. So it's really cool if you focus in on relationships when you're reading, especially if you're trying to just see how a character develops over time. How did they start and then how do they end up? If you mark those little things, it'll help you with your memory. It'll help you kind of go back and say, oh, wow, they really did make some great gains here through this, you know, character who helped to impact them by giving them advice or words of wisdom, or they gave them help. They gave them a map, or they gave them a secret weapon that would allow them to travel on to this next phase in their journey, or maybe they're just having conversations and they're building their own understanding of the world around them through their dialogue. So it's important for you to check out those relationships. So, of course, that's the Monarch way. Now, character motivations is key. So yes, we do need to understand about self and others and that interaction with the relationships, but you always have to find out why. Remember, I told you why is the most important question to ask? Why is a character doing what they're doing? What motivates them? What is propelling them through this plot? Because it matters to them. The character motivation is going to also unlock for you maybe why a character speaks the way they do, thinks the way they do, and acts the way they do. So it's really important for you to understand those character motivations, which can grow over time. They may start with one, frame of reference that they want this in their life, but as they are continuing with their relationships and the events, their motivations can change, can grow, and can spin off in ways that they did not even expect. So when you're looking at the Monarch way, how are we reading with the Monarch way? We're talking about annotating and note taking, a way for you to be able to talk with the text as you are moving through your books so you can capture these key essential ingredients to what makes a strong literacy reader. Okay, so these are like key essential pieces that can help you comprehend books. Our last one is one of our most important. So we started with our poster, Read the Monarch Way, with a butterfly at the top, my favorite line, and we're ending with a monarch on that age for heart themes. Themes are intentionally placed like little tiny secret doors into what the author hopes that that reader will take away from when they're reading their books. These are like secret messages. So once you open the door to the heart, to the theme, you will be able to understand the messages and the lessons that readers may be able to take from that story. And you'll be able to track it because I've already given you the strategy to do it with Read the Monarch Way. If you look for negative, positive, positive, negative, if you really stick there, you will be able to see understandings about character, understandings about tone, and the meaning of how those words and those connotations impact the reading experience, but you're also going to be able to understand the themes because every time there's a shift there is a theme. Now let me tell you why. Because you don't really learn lessons unless something has changed. If everything's going all about the same, then yeah, I mean, you can surely pick up on some things and learn some things. But you learn through change and through experience. So when things go from negative to positive, you've learned something. When things go from positive to negative, you learn something there too. And so when you are thinking about themes, how do authors like have those secret doors for you to be able to open up and swing on in? It's when there is a shift or a change, that's where you can find theme statements. Using those lines, those could be your favorite lines, like in my favorite lines. That's your textual evidence to help support your themes. So you could find a line and you can say, "Oh, that's it. The character said this, or this event happened, and this is where that theme lives." Then you create your own theme statements. You can go online and find common themes found in literature by just simply Googling those for anchor charts. That's also a resource that's coming with Monarch. But the heart themes are statements. They're not topics, they're not like subjects or topics like love or perseverance. Yes, those are topics that can help get you to a theme statement, but themes are statements, sentences that you will be able to say, okay, this is the message. And trust me when I say books have multiple themes in them. So you may be reading a Monarch book and you say, this is the author's message. And then you could talk with another reader and they can say, I took away this from this author's message. And you can continue to see how multiple themes live at the heart of story. And this is why our stories matter. So when we say read the Monarch way, we also say we're a clean reads company that you can trust, but our books matter. And that's the heart themes that we all have in all of our Monarch books. So I hope that you love the Read the Monarch Way poster. I wanted to just break down each one of the steps to you. If you are starting out and you say, well, I just want to practice my favorite line, or I just want to do, oh my, why? The one question you need to ask, you don't need a ton of questions to ask when you're reading. Oh my, you felt something, right? You got something going here. Oh my, why? That's all you need. Maybe you want to try the negative, positive, positive, negative. Or maybe you want to look for those attitude shifts and those changes in the tone words. How are they impacting the story? Maybe you're just wanting to focus in on relationships or character motivation. Why is the character doing what they're doing? Why are they saying this? Why are they thinking this? And then if you are just wanting to track those heart themes, you know that's negative, positive, positive, negative. This is your one place to go, the Monarch Way. So read the Monarch Way today. Reach out to us at Monarch Educational Services. Let us know how this is helping you as you are building yourself, your comprehension, your book discussions. Let us know how this strategy works for you because we absolutely love it. It's based on research, it's based on classroom experience. Trust me, this is the way I taught when I was in the classroom. I cannot wait for you to get this template. I have it linked in our ELA lessons on monarcheducationalservices.com, where you will be able to go to this Canva template and you will be able to download this poster for your classroom or for your homeschool or your next book club. Trust me, guys, it works. I hope y'all have a fabulous day. Stay tuned. Monarch resources are being built each week. We are continuing to add them to our website, and we will be posting them out on social media. Once we get those resources built, we will continue to add to the folders. We would love for you to join us on our website. Check it out. All right, I'll talk with you guys later.